It's Saturday morning, so we went out for a lovely dinner last night. Place called Salt. It's got sushi and Asian street food. That was what I had, which was tofu ramen, and then I had, they were called corn ribs. It was delicious. It was so delicious. Came home, had a nice chitter chatter with my friends, and this morning we're going to cycle. And then my other half is watching the football because the Old Firm is on. So me and my other friend's going to head off up to where he's going to do a race tomorrow on his bike. Me and my friend are going to go wander in the woods, and I might take my litter picker. So, and Lucy and Patty are going to the babysitters, the dog sitters, for the weekend, just so that we can go out and about, and I don't need to worry about getting back in time to walk them a good few times and stuff. I'm going to miss them all, always miss them. And was reading a bit of Blue Sisters by Coco Mellor this morning. I'm loving it so much. She writes characters so well. It's so good. I'm going to see Coco Mellor's at Toppings in Edinburgh at the end of the month, so I want to finish it before then, because the book comes out this month. It's just so good. So good. I have a feeling it's going to be a heart wrencher. Anyway, I need to check with my friends because they might not want to feature on my booktube, to be fair. So you might just get them cycling. They're all keen cyclers. I'm not really. So I'm taking the Loach's e-bike. I don't mind a wee tooter, but I don't do races or any of these things. Just like we cycle along. Maybe hug a tree. I'll let you know. So we've just been 10 mile cycle, I think. Can't remember. It's very sunny. So we stopped at Costa. I'm going to get an oat chai iced latte and a bit of, because there's like a ginger nut loaf or something. It's so warm. I'm not very good in the heat. I forgot to bring my glasses. My sunglasses, that is. I've got contacts in. So this afternoon, what I'm going to do is after a cycle, take Lucy and Patty to the babysitters, then Ruth, my friend, and I are going to go a wee forest bath walk. So I'll take you along with us and then sit in the back garden and have a read. So get a wee picture of my oat chai latte iced because it's hot. So it's my holiday.
I'm going to Portugal. Oh yeah. We golf trip now. Jason. First week in September. Joe and I haven't booked anything yet, but we're going to.
So, say bye-bye to the kids for the weekend. Patty, you going to stay at Auntie Kimberly's? For 2 nights? Are you? Are you going? Are you missing us? Let's see where your sister is. Let's back her cycle. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Lady of luxury. Where are you? Of course, Lucy. Eh? Are you going to be good, girls? Your doggy sitters. Are you? Oh, I'm going to miss you. I don't like you going away, but you just can't be in the house all on your own if you're going a big cycle tomorrow. And I thought I better get you into this weekend's reading vlog, or people will be missing you. Oh, so they say. Oh, right. We'll go and pack your bag. We'll head to Auntie Kimberly's. You didn't bring a book, didn't we not?
No book, just a lot of talking.
Lots of talking. We'll do
Sometimes talking about books.
Yeah, what are you reading just now, Ruth?
I'm reading a book.
It's okay, we don't judge.
No, it's not that. It's just because I forget what I'm reading. I forget the title.
It's a perimenopause.
It's a perimenopause. I'm reading like a book about, it's like a series, and the main character is called the Grey Man. It's like he's like a hitman kind of book. It's a good trashy book. And I'm listening to a book called Poison Orchids by Sarah Denzil. That's really good, actually.
Oh, what genre is that?
I don't know what the official genre is. Murdery, crime, murdery, thrillery, crime.
I'll find out when I'm editing this. I'll put the
Really
covers there. I'll need to check what they are.
What are you reading?
I'm reading Blue Sisters by Coco Mellor, which I think I started last month, but I've picked it back up again, so I'm enjoying that. I started listening to The Watchers on audio.
Who's that by?
Can't remember. I'm not liking it, so I might DNF it. Anyway, we're just going to sit and enjoy this for a wee bit. So we've had a lovely walk. Actually, most of it, apart from a bit that I've videoed, what's that? Throw a knife at you. Most of the walk was in sheltered woodland. Because I'm not going to lie, right? I can't handle the heat. You can tell by my bright red face, which I did have. I've factored 50. Us Scots aren't used to this heat. The Loach loves it. They're currently sitting at the back playing Scrabble. I have had offers of help to make the dinner, to be fair, but I've quite happily come in away from the heat to make it. I'll take you along here. Don't know if you'll see it. I'm making it's a gusto. It's lentil and roasted pepper enchiladas. So this is the lentil mix, which I'm going to. It's not a cookery show, clearly. I'm so tired from this heat. We've had 2 or 3 days. Well, we've had 2 days of proper heat. It's been dry all this week, which has been helpful for the garden. I think there's some thunderstorms due tomorrow. The septic keeps changing, so who knows. Tomorrow we're going to do another cycle. My friend Ruth's husband is away to do a big cycle in Loach. They're up for the race, except my Loach was supposed to be doing it with them, but he's pulled out. Ruth was supposed to be doing it with them, but she's pulled out. I never ever committed to doing it. It was not my bag. I don't mind a wee tutor on a bike, but I'm not doing races. So enchiladas tonight and maybe watch a movie. They're currently playing Scrabble out there, so I love do you know what? I love the ideas of games. I love the idea of playing games. The reality just isn't for me. Look, do you know what? The sun comes out, the freckles. That's what happens. Except my legs will stay the same colour of my fridge, which is that. Proper Scottish legs. It's actually too hot. I know I shouldn't complain, but I'm really not good in the heat. This is the max, probably 22 degrees centigrade. That's my ultimate, but right now it's 25. I can't deal. I mean, look at the hair. Even my eye, my contact lenses have been in because I was on a bike, and so because I planned to put my sunglasses on, but clearly forgot, and now they're as dry as anything, so I need to take them out. To be honest, I can rarely wear contact lenses for longer than about 5 hours because I've got really dry eyes. So I'll take them out, and I just want to climb into the fridge. Looks really appealing. I'm missing my baby dogs. It is handy. They're not, when I say handy, it's helpful they're not here because we're going a big cycle tomorrow and we won't be able to do that if they were here, because I need because they get 3 walks a day, so it just wouldn't work. On the plus side, we've been able to have snacks, so they've got bowls of crisps and stuff out there, so couldn't have that when the dog was around. Already had to wrestle a tea cake. Did I mention that? I can't remember what to tell you. Honestly, I'm sorry if I repeat myself. She managed to jump up and get a tea cake that one of my friends had brought, and they've got raisins in them, so that was, I wrestled the whole thing out of Lucy's mouth. To be fair to her, she let me do it. Otherwise that would have been a vet visit, you know, with the raisins. But anyway, I'll tell you a book I've started reading. And to be fair, I started reading this on audio because it was on Everand, previously known as Scribd. Because it sounded really interesting. You can't see them, but they can see you. The forest isn't charted on this. The forest isn't charted on any map, Dark on the brightest day, knotted branches hide its ancient secret from the sun. This is no place to linger, especially after dark. Mina is taking the country roads to Connemara. An ever narrowing maze across frost-pocked moor and bog. As the light fades on a leafless December day, her car stutters and the engine dies. Outside, from an unexpected tree line, a scream, no worse, an otherworldly shriek. Worse, an otherworldly shriek. Mina knows better than to get out of the car, but of course she will. And I don't know what it is about, but maybe it's the audiobook. Kids are out next door. Sounds of suburbia. I don't know what it is about the book on audio. It's just not gripping me. If you've read it, let me know if I should persevere, because I don't know. The Watchers by A.M. Shine. So it's getting a bit hot on this hop, so I need to go and build the enchiladas. So I'm not filming me doing that. This is a very messy thing. Oh, it's a wee bit dark because it's Saturday Eve. Is it Saturday evening? Yeah. Saturday evening. Yeah. So I'm here reading my book, got my blankie. And Ruthie's, oh, it's a wee bit lighter over there. Now you've remembered the book you were reading.
Well, I haven't remembered, I've just looked at the title.
It's
called The Chaos Agent, the superb action-packed new Grey Man thriller.
So is the Grey Man a series?
Yeah. By Mark Greaney.
Never heard of it.
No.
Is it good?
Oh, there was a film. I think there was a film of the Grey Man with somebody famous in it. I can't remember.
It's the brain fog. It's the perimenopausal brain fog kicks in again.
Come back when I remember.
We'll come back to her when she remembers. Meanwhile, I'm reading Blue Sisters. Can't see that. Coco Mellor's, which I've spoken to you about before. I blooming love it though. I kind of don't want it to end.
Oh man.
Don't want it to
That's
end.
how I felt about Cleopatra and
Frankenstein. Cleopatra and Frankenstein was the book she wrote before this. So and we've got the Loach is he's out in the back with the chiminea reading the news. We've came in because we've been out there for ages. And we've got, whoa, can't do it, can't direct you. YouTube ambulance on. Bye! We're out cycling, it's a lovely Sunday. We're out cycling into the city. Just came this way. And I'll try and turn you around so I can see you. Hi! Yeah, I don't look quite as much of a professional cyclist as these guys. See that? So that's us back after we did a 30-mile cycle in total. And we stopped at W.E.B, which is a German brewery in Glasgow. Stopped here. So I finished our cycle there, and then I had a vegan burst. It was yummy. So came back, so we've done 30-mile round trip. Came back, now they're away. Going to stay away because they're about 6-hour drive away home. They're going to break up the drive, so we'll stay in a hotel on the way down. And I'm back to work tomorrow. I'm okay about it actually, because I feel like I've had a proper good rest, and by rest means doing stuff in my garden. So I've got my trowel. I'm going to be turning over some of this. I've got a decaf coffee in a Sprout mug, and I'm going to start listening to this on audio. Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Machado. And it says, a prize-winning genre-bending collection of short stories that has already achieved cult status. Her Body and Other Parties is a unique, unsettling and totally original. Machado demolishes the borders between magical realism and science fiction, comedy and horror, fantasy and fabulism. Bodies become inconsequential, humans become monstrous, and anger becomes erotic. A dark, shimmering slice into womanhood. Sounds good. And I'm going to try and give this a go, because I gave up on the Watchers just now, but I can always go back to it because it's on Neverland, so I've got it saved. It's quite hot, but this bit's a wee bit in the shade, and I think we're due a storm. Didn't arrive yesterday, so it does have that muggy feeling that it might today. Anyway, let's get on with the work. Honestly, I've had a great but exhausting weekend. My hair's still wet, it's not greasy by the way. I'm just out of a bath and into my gym jams. Still quite hot, it's really muggy here. Got you in my bedroom, on the bed, so I'm hoping I don't knock you over, but you might be a bit wobbly. I'm literally just out the bath. I'll comb my hair. Reheating leftovers for dinner because I've got leftover enchiladas, which is quite good that I don't have to actually make anything. So I finished digging all that stuff up. My hands hurt, my neck. I've literally, if this was smell-o-vision, you would be able to smell the deep heat coming from my neck and shoulders. It's currently on fire, but it feels better than the pain. I think just when I've been cycling, I'm like, and also digging. That's how I dig and cycle. So I've got a bit of a bookish update for you. Where to start? And I apologise for yawning. If you can hear kids, it's the neighbours, wee ones outside. Do you know, it's so muggy, and since yesterday we've had thunderstorms threatening and still nothing. Can't see black clouds or anything. So I don't know if they'll come or not. And they've been getting it down south, so might make its way here. Anyway, where to start? Well, I'm still reading Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. I'm really enjoying it. Her character development is so good. The story is so poignant. Such complicated characters, diverse characters. And her writing style is beautiful, so I'm taking my time. Also, that's not the finished cover because it's a proof my friend sent me. So I'll be giving you a review of this hopefully next weekend, if not during the week. A book I actually did finish was It's Not That Radical by Mikaela Loach, Climate Action to Transform the World, and it is top 10 independent bookshop bestseller. I bought this 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I went to a book event at Waterstones where Mikaela Loach was talking about her book. She is such a young, inspiring climate justice activist, and it really got me re-inspired and invigorated because is overwhelming and despairing that the climate crisis can feel. This is such a hopeful book. It says the climate crisis is the single biggest issue facing every one of us today, but this is not the book of despair. This is a call to action and a book of hope. Climate justice offers us the opportunity to radically transform our world for the better. Activist Mikaela Loach offers a fresh approach that goes to the roots of poverty, capitalist exploitation, police brutality and legalised injustice, and provides tips and advice to encourage all of us to come together and fight the future for our planet. So it's got like really nice blurbs from the likes of Yomi Adeko, Jon Snow, Ellie Goulding, Naomi Klein. It was fabulous. I really, really enjoyed it, and the author, oh God, I just look really sweaty. I'm actually just very moisturised with wet hair, so apologies. Anyway, so good. Highly recommend it. Since then, since reading it, I have become a member of Friends of the Earth. I have instigated my kind of email subscriptions and stuff to Extinction Rebellion. I'm hoping to go to some meetings. So Mikaela's added fire to my belly in respect of climate justice action. Then I put, as some of you may know if you've watched a few of my videos, if not, I read a Stephen King book a month, and normally what I do is put options, a couple of options in my stories each month on Instagram and get people to pick which one we read. So the one that was picked and I just posted about on Instagram today, so by the time you see this, like a couple of posts ago. So sorry. I think all this activity is really tiring me out. The book is Rose Madder by Stephen King. I read this decades ago and I can barely remember it. That's not a reflection of the book, however. It's a bit of a chonk. But it sounds really good. Sounds more like a thriller, to be honest. You're kind of squinting, aren't you? Sorry about that. Roused by a single drop of blood, Rosie Daniels wakes up to the chilling realisation that her husband is going to kill her, and she takes flight with his credit card. Alone in a strange city, Rosie begins to build a new life. She meets Bill Steiner and she finds an odd junk shop painting. An odd junk shop painting, Rose Madder, which she strangely seems to want her as much as she wants it. But it's hard for Rosie not to keep looking over her shoulder. Rose maddened and on the rampage. Norman is a corrupt cop with dog's instinct for tracking people, and he's getting close. Rosie can feel just how close he's getting. A brilliant dark-hued fable of gender wars, a haunting love story, and a hold your breath until you gasp triumph of suspense. Rose Madder is Stephen King at his electrifying best. It says horror, but it sounds more like thriller to me. Yeah, look at this. So starts like that and turns into... It's quite a cool cover, isn't it? So that's May's read. I've got an Audible credit, and since King can be the master of tiny font, I might get it on Audible. And then I mentioned this one earlier, I think. I picked it up from the library. Maybe it was in my last weekend vlog. Hangman by Binyam. So it's on a 2-week loan, so I've started to read it. I'm only 30 pages in. I'm not going to lie, it seems a bit odd. That's not a reason not to read it. I'm not really sure what's going on, so I'm going to persevere until maybe page 80, because there is only 189 pages. Shouldn't take me that long to read it then. But I'll read to page 80 and see whether I DNF or not. Do not finish. Talking of DNFs, I have started and DNF'd 2 books so far this week. Yeah, one today. The Watchers is a TBC, which I spoke to you about when I was making my enchiladas the other night. I don't know whether to go back to it or not. Maybe it's just audiobooks, so let me know if you have read it, because I don't know. That's a currently a possible DNF, so possibly 3. The first one, and don't come for me on this. I know this has got, it's the love songs of W.E.B. Du Bois, sorry. This has got such poignant stories about colonialism, slavery, and it basically, I think it's 400 years. It follows the saga of this family from, where is it? Well, it's based in America, the Deep South. So it says, talks about Ailey Pearl Garfield grows up between the city in the north and the summer spent in her mother's hometown of Chickasha, Georgia. From an early age, she finds herself in a battle for belonging that's made all the more difficult by hurt in her past, as well as the whispers of women, her mother, her sister, and her maternal line, reaching back 2 centuries. Maybe it's 200 years then. That urge Ailey to succeed in their stead. To understand her own story, Ailey embarks on a journey through her family's past, uncovering the shocking tales of generations of ancestors, Indigenous, Black and White in the Deep South. In doing so, Ailey must learn to embrace her full heritage, a legacy of oppression, resistance, bondage and independence, cruelty and resilience. This is a story and the song of America itself. So, like, the story is powerful, it's poignant, it's astonishing, and I think I've got, maybe about that. It's a struggle. Not because of the the content or the theme. I find, you know, that's an important story. I'm just really struggling to get through it. And I don't sometimes mind, but I'm not feeling the urge to pick it up. So I'm doing a bit on audio as well because it's quite weighty and the narration is great. But again, I find myself listening and then my mind wandering. So for now, I feel bad. But it's going to be a DNF because it's feeling more like a chore than something I'm desperate to dive into. And then another one which I spoke to you about just as I was doing some of the garden earlier before I had my bath was Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Machado. Started listening to it on audio and there's a bit of soil on it. The diversity is brilliant. The storytelling is great if you don't mind some quite graphic sexual references, which all have meaning and are all relevant to the story, so it's not gratuitous for the sake of gratuity, although no judgment, because, you know, sometimes people enjoy that, just like sometimes I like, you know, a slasher, which is probably a bit bloody and body horror just for the sake of it, because it's a slasher. Anyway, it's very smartly written. And I feel that the way it's written with the short stories, there's bits that I'm missing, maybe. But I think it talks about it like it borders between magical realism and science fiction, comedy and horror, fantasy and fabulism. Bodies become inconsequential, humans become monstrous, and anger becomes erotic. So it's the last part that I'm really struggling to read, and I think I just generally struggle with anything that is graphically sexual. 2 DNFs and 4 books, 3 of which one currently reading, about to start currently reading, finished and was fabulous. So hopefully that is a wee reading update at the end of my reading vlog, my weekend reading vlog. Thanks for following along. I hope you, my friend Ruth, hi Ruth, if you're watching it, she better watch this. I'll find out if she doesn't. How will I know if she doesn't? Or how will I know if she only right? I'll quiz her. Anyway, she's left and I miss her. She lives hours away. But every time we meet up, it's like just picking up where you left off. Do you have any friends like that? It's the loveliest feeling. We've been friends for years, and yes, oh, it was just lovely to see her. And we were out cycling and Woodlands walks, and it was just, we're sitting reading, as you saw last night. It's just lovely. It's just lovely. Anyway, I know there's going to be, actually her birthday is next month, and I'm 100% getting her a copy of this for her birthday. Even if she watches it, it's not a surprise, because I've been raving about that, but I've also said don't buy it because I'll get you if part of your birthday. The other things will be a surprise. So thanks as always for watching another weekend reading vlog. So kind of you to watch along. If this is your first time watching, thank you and welcome. And please feel free to like and subscribe. And I'll see you again next week for another weekend reading vlog with more doggos, hopefully, because they'll not be at the babysitters. Anyway, for now, have a great one. Bye!